time. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle what business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Being on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lock with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bump the hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that done moved up. Even if you had a slow start, screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't doing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you beat these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing cane things. Living super clean. That it came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that pop. I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never Cain. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you're lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Beers help me, shout it, let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss I need the claps to be longer. We gotta do something about that. I need the clap to be longer. Shalom and shalom to everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Avaya Speaks, thank you so much for joining me. So excited to have you. Happy Thursday, everybody. Yes, all praises to the Most High for bringing us through another day, another week. Glad to be here with you all. Today, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't have as many clips as I usually do because if you know, you know. The F3 recovery is still occurring. So, I didn't have my days like I usually do, but it's all good. We still got a full good show for y'all this evening, okay? Please allow me to introduce myself just in case you're new here. I go by Miss Mono's World in these content creator sheets. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the places the content creators be. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're not on the YouTube, please head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOG MAGAD. And that way you can see all the past episodes. You can catch our F3 recap if you missed it yesterday. Great visuals, some music from my husband, all that good stuff at the YouTube. MONOLOG MAGAD. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I don't even have my little stand here so I can put my phone on Instagram, but it's all good. All right, let's see what else. Oh, speaking of Monologue Magad, please, if y'all are not familiar with my husband, please, again, head over to the YouTube. Check out some of his work. I think I have the sexiest husband in the world, but I'm a little biased. Shout out to everybody that was at F3. If I got to meet you, if I didn't get to meet you, if I didn't get to hug you, I'm so sorry. But shout out to you if you were there. It was an awesome time, and I appreciate each and every person that I came in contact with. It was amazing. Shout out to my audience on the Saya TV. If you have not already downloaded the Saya TV app, go ahead and download it to your Roku, your Fire Stick, your smart TVs. All right, few things going on here, right? The flooding in Texas, it spread to New Mexico, but there weren't as many tragedies in New Mexico. I think it was only 3 people, even though that's 3 people too many, so definitely prayers out to the family, to the families being affected by those floods. We had some flooding in Atlanta, but it was nothing serious, but still, I was like, hold on now. I went to the news real quick, like, hold on, what's going on? It was definitely awesome. It was so full of love. Like, it was amazing. It felt like home. It really felt like home. Nobody felt like a stranger. Even people I hadn't met before, nobody felt like a stranger at all. It was amazing. Man, I was just reading this article because I was looking for stuff to talk to y'all about. I was just reading this article about a McDonald's manager. Hold on, let me pull up the article so I don't say anything wrong. But like, I was just scrolling for stories and I saw this and I was like, what? That is crazy. How, you can't even go to work and make a living these days without somebody doing something crazy. So I'm gonna read through this article real quick. Michigan McDonald's manager and mom of 6 reportedly stabbed and killed after dispute with employee. Jennifer Harris, a mom of 6 and a McDonald's manager, lost her life after a violent altercation at her workplace in East Point, Michigan. The tragedy unfollowed following an argument with a female employee who allegedly returned to the restaurant wearing a mask before stabbing Harris. Now her family, friends, and colleagues are left trying to make sense of the tragedy. At approximately 8 a.m. at the East Point McDonald's, Harris, a 15-year company veteran, engaged in a heated argument with a female coworker. After sending the employee home, Harris likely thought the situation was resolved. However, within minutes, the employee returned, her face allegedly concealed by a mask, and she launched a brutal attack. According to a witness, she started stabbing her. I ran for help. I tried to stop her, but there was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere. In the midst of the fight between the employees, a drive-thru customer intervened and firing a warning shot in the air in an attempt to halt the attack. The suspect briefly stopped before attempting to flee, but was detained by the customer who held her at gunpoint until the police arrived. And can we just give a hand clap for the good guy with the gun? Like, regardless of how you feel about gun control, a good guy with a gun is going to save the day. There was a shooting here in Atlanta a few weeks ago at a park. And this man shot this other man, but it was a few good guys with a gun standing around, and they shot him before he could shoot anyone else. So a good guy with a gun is always going to win. I wish he would have gotten there a little bit sooner, though, because unfortunately the mom did not make it. She was taken to the hospital, but she did succumb to her injuries, unfortunately. But prayers for her kids. Like, she had 6 kids and now they're without a mom. So prayers for them, and that's horrible. And you can't say something to somebody at work these days? I think I was talking to my dad. Yeah, I was talking to my dad, and he was like, this younger generation, they're just so rude, so disrespectful. You can't say anything to them. And I'm gonna say it's not always a younger generation. It's some of us older folks too, who ain't wrapped too tight, who don't know how to just, have an argument and walk away, or have a disagreement and walk away. But please, I implore you all, pack your patience. Like, no matter what you're going through, pack your patience and just pick your battles. Everything is not worth arguing about, because unfortunately these days arguments don't always just stay arguments. Okay? It's too many people that have lost their life over road rage incidents, or just stuff that isn't worth a life. Okay? So, my husband has this rule, like, if it's not worth dying over, it's not worth arguing over. So I if it's not about my kids, my husband, if I'm not protecting my family or something, I could give 2 hoots in the world when what you say or what you got going on. The goal is to just make it home to your family. So please be extra vigilant. ASAP, shalom and shalom. Thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to you and your lovely wife. I enjoyed y'all performances so much at F3, and it was such a pleasure meeting you guys. Okay, let's go on to our next topic, please. I don't know how many of you all have checked out Ashanti and Nelly's show on, it aired on Peacock. I know they were, hold on, let me fix this screen for y'all. I know they were showing some of the episodes on Bravo. Yeah, because Bravo and Peacock is the channel family. So I know they were showing some of the episodes on Bravo. Okay, please do let her know. So they started, and these streaming channels, they'll show it on a streaming channel for the people that pay for it, and then later on they show it on a network. And so I'm 95% sure that the people that are talking about that are talking bad about the show have not watched the show. And I'm also 95% sure that the people that are talking bad about the show are not in happy marriages. I have no problem saying that, because me and my husband actually watched a few of these episodes together. I think I might have like 1 or 2 episodes left to watch. And I'm not understanding where all the hate for Nelly is coming from. All I'm seeing is women talking about, oh, Ashanti's a married single mother. Nelly said he doesn't want to change any diapers, and he's not going to have anything to do with the baby until he's up and walking around. And first of all, let me just say this. Anytime a man tells his wife you can hire all the nannies that you need, that is him changing the diapers. That is him being involved. She's a breastfeeding mother. Okay? And if you've ever been a mother who breastfeeds, unless you're pumping, it's not a lot for the dad to do at first. You know what I'm saying? He might be there to burp the baby, whatever the case may be. Second of all, you guys are talking about a man that travels for a living. We're not talking about your baby daddy that works down at the Jiffy Lube and comes home every day at 5:00. Not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? But it's like, you guys have to understand the difference in lifestyles. We're not talking about a regular schmegular family, leaves at 9, comes back home at 5, and that's not what this is. Okay. And even it doesn't even have to be on that level. If you're the wife of an entrepreneur, then you understand that when you're starting your own business, or not even starting, but when you're running your own business, or when you are the business, that takes a lot of time away from your family. Think about how much you work being an employee. Okay. Your boss is working double, sometimes triple those hours. Right? So if the man can afford a nanny, They can afford very nice homes. She has all the assistance. If you watch the show, there was one nanny present with that child every time. Every time. So for people to sit back and now say, "Oh, he's a bad father. He's a horrible father. He just left her hanging," is wild to me. It's wild to me. I'm sure Nelly told her that before having their babies. He did say that he told her that. And as a mom, I didn't find anything unusual about that. It's a baby. What do you want the man to do with the baby when he's not at home all the time? If okay, we run a bouncy house company, as some of you all know. We run a bouncy house company, okay? And so we started the business when my boys were younger. We've been in business for almost 5 years now, if not more. And so Atticus is 7, Paxton is 9. When we started, they were too young to help my husband do anything. So they were home with me all the time. We started the Print Doctors when Paxton was just born. We came home from the hospital with Paxton it'll be 10 years ago next month. My baby. Oh my gosh. It'll be 10 years ago next month. I came home from the hospital with Paxton, and my husband was like, "Listen, I want to start this business. I got this idea. This is how I plan on doing it." We had just gotten a settlement from a car accident that I was in 4 years ago, for top tier parties. Okay. We just got a settlement from a car accident that I was in right before I got pregnant. Okay. So he's like, "Listen, this is what I want to do with this money. I want to do this, da 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 da." Okay. I said, okay. Starting a business from scratch, he was going a lot. All right. Even now, as established as we are, we're not as established as we want to be, but as established as we are, it requires my husband to be gone a lot. It requires him to be working a lot. So who's the primary caretaker of the children? I am. I'm the homeschooler. I'm the cooker of the meals. I'm the cleaner of the home. Okay. Now, when they go to work the bouncy houses, now that my boys are old enough to help, he can take them with him. Now that my boys are old enough to help, they can come and help with the shirts. They can come and help with the Print Doctors. They can help with different things that we have going on. But until they reach that point, in any situation, the mom is the caretaker. Unless, for whatever reason, you got a stay-at-home dad situation, whatever's working for your family. But traditionally, the mom is the caretaker. So she's going to have the kids all the time. So no, the kid is not going to be able to roll with daddy until he's potty trained, until he can feed himself, until he's a little bit more independent. And it's so scary to me. On a few different levels. It's scary to me that in order for this show to get the attention that it deserved, they had to put out clips to make it seem like, oh, they got some drama going on. Oh, there's trouble. Because if they would have put out the clips of them laughing and smiling, it still would have been hate, but none of you would have tuned in to watch. You wouldn't be talking about it this much. And that's sad to say. And I can tell you, as a content creator, it's sad. The world does not like happily married families. Just like my husband said, the world don't like families and traditional gender roles. None of that is applauded, celebrated. If anything, I get, "Oh, you must be oppressed. Oh, your husband tells you what to do all the time. Oh, all you do is sit in the house all day." Okay. I mean, is that supposed to make me change my mind? And then what's crazy about this is hold on, y'all. I gotta get this fan. I was trying to play it cool, but the air is not playing it cool with me. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Okay, there we go. Got the air going. Okay. And so when we were watching this 4 years ago. What? Boy, you confusing me. 5 years for the bouncy house business, 10 years for the print business. Okay, so that's how long we've been running those two. Those are two of our businesses. And so, but what's funny to me is I saw so much of me and my husband as I was watching the show, like just the roles that are taken on in a marriage. Um, when you as a woman are being loved, you can tell when another woman is being loved. Like you just, it takes one to know one. So a- as a happily married woman, when I watch Ashanti and Nelly, I see a happily married woman who has a new baby and is still trying to, enjoy her career. I don't see this whole married single mom thing. And I'm really tired of that married single mom phase because I feel like a lot of married women use that to still try to seem cool to the single women. Like, oh, yeah, I struggle just like you do. And the fact of the matter is, a woman who is married will never struggle like a single mother. You never will. Off the strength of you have another person there. All he does is pay bills. Would you like him to go away and you pay all these bills by yourself? We have to start. Faith in Israel, shalom and shalom, sis. We have to stop wanting to be so accepted or so hungry for attention or for clout or for likes that we shun the very blessings that the Most High has given us. A lot of women who are married and who are mothers get on social media and perpetrate a single life in order to get the likes, in order to get the interaction, in order to go viral. I was scrolling Facebook and I read an article from, I want to say it was from Essence. It was either from Essence or Ebony. And they talked about how, back in the day, kids used to go with their grandparents for the summer. From the north, they would traditionally come down south, stay with the grandparents for the summer. So, the parents could work or whatever. And the article was talking about how we're missing that now. And what's so funny to me is either one of them publications, Ebony, Essence, they very much, what's the word I'm looking for? They very much celebrate the LGBTQ ABCDEFG community. So it's funny to me how on one hand you want to celebrate the very spirit, the very institution that is coming to destroy the traditional nuclear family. And then you want to turn around and write an article about the things you miss about the traditional nuclear family. Grandpa was a whole man. That's why you felt safe sending your kids down south, because they knew grandpa was a whole man and grandma was a whole woman. And grandpa was getting up, cooking, making sure the house was taken care of, protecting the family, protecting the home, which is why you didn't mind sending your kids there because you knew they was going to be protected. You knew grandma was going to feed them, wash their clothes and everything else. But where are the new grandmas and grandpas? Where are they at? When you're telling men that they don't have to be men and that they can be women and women, so who's supposed to be grandma and grandpa? We're telling people now that marriage isn't important and it's not necessary. And your family can be anything that you want it to be. We've come so far from law and order to where we as the Black family are now in disarray. We are a mess. And it's because we keep chasing this, and we keep chasing the delusion of the world. They have us thinking that all of our problems come from trying to be obedient, come from trying to keep the law. Oh, well, if you just give women a chance, or if you just give men a chance, or if you just try this, or if you just liberate yourself from the shackles of tradition and liberate yourself from the shackles of the Bible, that old book. If you liberate yourself, then you'll be free and you can live your best life and you can. Angelina, shalom, shalom, sis. Thank you for joining me. from the time, how can I say this? Okay. For us who are older, 30s, 40s, 50s, I hear a lot of younger sisters saying that they do want to be married. They do want to live a biblical life. They do want these things. But it's hard to find an older woman to lead them. And I've heard this multiple times, that the older women are out here just as crazy as the younger women. You got 40-year-old women competing with 20-year-old women for a man. There's this, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Drewski, and I know a lot of people can't stand this guy, but he did a show called Could Have Been Love, right? So it was like a dating reality competition show. Think like The Bachelor, but ghetto, something like that. And so you have all these 20-year-olds, 21, 22, everybody's in their 20s. And then here comes this woman in her 40s, looking like she's in her 40s, competing with these 20-year-olds. Instead of being about setting an example for them, she's right in the mix with them, competing with them. And so if all the older women are trying to be the younger women, why would the younger women want to mature into the next phase of life? See, here's the problem with sin, right? Because it takes you off balance and off the timing of your life, because you became a single mom at 16, 17, 18. You became a single mom in your 20s. You became a single mom before you were married. And so now the things that you should be doing at 19, 20, 21, you're not doing them because now you're raising a child. Right? When you're supposed to be socializing, you're supposed to be dating, you're supposed to be getting to know yourself, you're supposed to be traveling and figuring out what you like and what you don't like, and what you want and what you don't want. And now is the time to build your relationship with the Most High, because you don't have any other responsibilities. The Bible talks about how the single women are to care for the things of the church, because the married women have to care for their family. So here's the time now to build that relationship with God. Get strong in your belief and in your faith. Right? But you don't have the time to do that because you're a single mom. So now you have to spend that time raising your children. So now it's 20 years later. So now you're 38, 40 years old, going back, trying to relive your 19, 20, and 21-year-old days. Whereas if you would have been obedient and followed the Most High's timeline for your life, you would have had the time to have that experience at the appropriate time with your peer group. But because you didn't want to wait for God's timing, now you the old lady in the club. You think they're laughing with you, but they're laughing at you. It's all fun and games when we're drunk. But as soon as they're sobering up, they're going to be talking to their friends about the old lady that was in the club. It's high time for us to live in our appropriate age zone. We have to. Those coming behind us are depending on us. I'm so very thankful that I grew up in church and I had first ladies and mothers and women of God to look up to. Nobody's saying they were perfect, but they showed me an example. I had a very clear example of what modesty is. I knew very well how my husband was supposed to be treated. I knew how I was supposed to love my children. Not saying I got it right all the time, but I had the example. So when I was ready and willing and my heart and my eyes were open, I knew what to do. What are we doing for the women that are coming up behind us now? If the 40 and 50-year-old women are twerking online, and then you wonder why it's so hard to find a masculine man out here. Because y'all so busy beating them down. I'm so very thankful for my husband. And My prayer, my prayer, my prayer, my prayer. I never wanted to raise a son without his father. I never wanted to do that. I'm so very thankful that my husband is here to even guide me in raising my sons. Because I can't talk to them like I talk to my daughters. These are men. I have to make sure, not saying I don't have to make sure my daughters are emotionally regulated, but I'm familiar with the emotional patterns of a girl. I know what she needs. I know that. I'm a girl myself. You understand what I'm saying? So this I know. But as far as raising a man, I would be a fool to think that I understand that. And it just boggles me the audacity of modern women to sit here and say, oh, I don't need a man to help me raise a man. I know exactly what to do. And you see the condition that our boys are in. I just heard about an 18-year-old getting sentenced to life with the possibility of parole plus 6 years for killing a 16-year-old 2 years ago. They were both 16. You have little girls twerking online, and that's so sad because the mothers these days don't even care to protect their daughters. My mother did not play. Your shorts had to come down to your knees. Nobody never saw my stomach until I was old enough to show it to them myself. My mother never played about that. There wasn't no strange men walking in and out of our house. I'm not sitting in nobody's lap. No, not even my uncles. No. Where's the protection? We're so busy trying to be young again. And some of you, instead of trying to make sure that your daughters don't make all the bad choices that you made, you will befriend them in making those bad choices as if you being their friend is somehow going to help them evade the consequence. It's not. It's not. Where are we? I hate to say this, but it's like y'all starting them on a whole train early. Little girls posing in outfits meant for grown women. It's not okay. And then you want to get on here and say, oh, you're sexualizing a child. That two-piece bikini was meant for a grown woman who wants to do what? Be sexy. That's what it was made for. This isn't a church outfit. This isn't a business casual outfit. It's not appropriate for weddings, funerals, or bar mitzvahs. There's only one reason to wear this outfit. Y'all will take replicas of the stuff that you wear to the club and put it on your child. What defense does this poor little girl have? She never even learned in the first place that, hey, my body is precious and it's not for everyone to see. Y'all won't even teach them that lesson. Yes, this is my favorite scripture. Titus 2:3-5. Live by it. At all. I better have a slip on. I better have a camisole on. No, mama, you couldn't even see through my stuff. My mother did not play. And I used to think she was doing too much. Like, what is wrong with her? Why is she acting like this? But no, she was not. I see the condition of some of the women my age. I see their condition. And I thank my mother profusely. Because even when I thought she was crazy and when I thought she was doing too much, I understand that she was raising me with a standard. And we love to talk about the enemy coming in like a flood, but the Holy Spirit will raise up a standard against him, but y'all not giving your kid the standard for the Spirit to raise up. Your spirit can only recall what you know. How can you remember something you never learned? Y'all aren't giving the kids the standard. There's nothing in them to say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this. No, you know what? I don't think I want to deal with the consequences of this. So I'm not going to do this. There's nothing in them to say that. Where are we headed as a community, as a family? It was so encouraging seeing everybody together this weekend. And I love to see my people. I'm not trying to exclude anyone. Like, it's nothing like that. But me as a Black woman, I love when I see Black people vibing. Like, I love when I can just see my people chilling. Everybody's having a good time. It's all love. It's all hugs. Like, I love that. Just, it warms my heart. Right. And so you want that for everybody. Like, I want everyone to be able to experience the love of God. Right. But part of the love of God, that comes with rules and regulations. I know those are dirty words, and we're not supposed to use them. I was talking to my daughter, my middle daughter. Yeah, the middle one. And I was asking her, hey, who you been hanging out with? I noticed your schedule's changed a little bit. I just want to check in with you and see what's going on with you. And she's like, Mom, nothing. I'm 21. I want to hang out with my friends. She started working like Uber and DoorDash to make some extra money. And that was the other thing. She had never did that either. Like, she has a job full time, making good. She makes good money for a 21-year-old living at home with her parents. Okay. She's in school full time, like, she's doing great. So when she started DoorDash and or Ubering or whatever, I was like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to have my kids out here in the street getting played. Like, what you need extra money for? Let me make sure it's for you and you not out here. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, no, Ma, I just want to save money, da-da-da. Okay, cool. No problem. So she's like, why you wasn't even living at home when you was 21, like, just not understanding why I had these questions. And I'm trying to explain it to her. Like, I understand that you're grown, but you're still my child. I still very much am concerned. I still very much care. I still very much consider it my job to guide you. A few weeks go by after that conversation, and she comes back to me and she's like, Mom, I get it. I understand now. I understand you loving me, you caring me, and you looking out for me. Like, I really get it. And I bring that up to put you in the mind of he chastises who he loves. The law was given to protect you. I saw a post this week and someone was like, when Eve was being punished after she sinned, and the Most High told her that her husband would rule over her, that was oppression as punishment for the woman. And I wanted so bad to say something, but I don't argue with men. Like, I don't argue with men. I just don't do it. So I did not say anything. But in my head, I'm thinking, like, my husband ruling over me is not oppression at all. If anything, King 7, shalom and shalom. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Yeah, it's a hazard protection, right? Because let's take Eve for instance. Okay, clearly she had a problem with boundaries. Clearly, how is that clear? You were told not to do one thing and you did it anyway. So clearly you have a problem with boundaries. You were given this whole big circle that you could play in. Imagine you're in your favorite store. Let me think, my favorite store. Off the top of my head, Dillard's. Okay, I'm in Dillard's. All right. I got the whole Dillard's to myself, both floors. They just tell me I can't go in the swimsuit section. You can have a whole store, just can't get no swimsuits. If I step over into that swimsuit section, you would look at me like, you ungrateful heifer. You mean to tell me you had all this? You had all this and you have a problem with boundaries. Clearly, you need some help keeping your boundaries. And if you can't look at the condition of modern women today and say that they need help keeping boundaries, then you're blind. You're blind and you enjoy being in sin. It is very clear from the condition of modern women today that women need boundaries. It is very clear because of the fact that women are having relationships with men, sleeping with men, having sex with men for years on end, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, sleeping with these men, and then turning around and suing these men and sending them to jail. You know what's going to wind up happening? We're going to go from believe all women to nobody's believing any women. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. Because you mean to tell me that you can sleep with me and we can carry on and have a relationship for years and then I can turn around and sue you and send you to jail? And y'all wonder why men don't want to be bothered with women anymore. I'm risking my whole life just by being here with you. It's absolutely the wrong teaching. It is absolutely the wrong teaching. And I hate that. I hate that that's out there. Hallelujah. Who would not at all? Who knows where I'd be if my Adon didn't rule over me? I would be all over the place. Exactly. Exactly. The first part of that was Eve's desire being for her husband. I don't know where. I don't want to say I don't know. Like, I get it, okay? We witnessed our moms going through terrible things. We witnessed our aunts, our grandmothers, whatever, going through terrible things. And they filled our heads with these things about men. And, we don't need a man and men ain't no good and a man ain't important. And they filled our head with these things to the point where now, again, the traditional Black family structure, for the most part, is in disarray. It boggles my mind how we can be the generation with the greatest access to information, right? Because we all carry these little things around with us. And bump Google, now you have Chat GPT, which will talk to you like a freaking therapist. I mean, so there you have access to all the information in the world, but we still continue with the ignorance that continues to lead to our destruction. Let's get back to even needing boundaries. Nobody wants anybody to tell them what to do anymore. Nobody wants anybody to tell them what to do. We all want to be independent. We all want to be strong, independent women. And that is just not the recipe for a successful nation, for a successful group of people. When this country was being colonized and raped and pillaged, and they decided to head west, the rule was you go out west, you put up a fence, and that's your land. You come to whoever, you get your little bill or your little deed, whatever they used to call it back then, and now this is your land, right? So you could go set something up. So say you go find you a nice plot of land. It's lush, it's green, it's flat, so you can grow all your corn, all your food. There's room for cattle. It's perfect. It's everything you need, everything you want to grow your family, right? You set up your fence. Once you set up your fence and you've declared that this is yours, the first thing you're going to do is secure your family, aren't you? Aren't you going to start building a home, making sure that your family can be safe, making sure you guys are protected from the elements? You're going to build your storehouse so you can protect your grain. You're not going to have this precious investment and then leave it open and unprotected. This is why everyone had guns back then, to protect themselves, because there was no 911. You weren't calling the police and someone was showing up. You had to protect yourself. You always set up your protection first, even to the point of setting up the fence first to mark that this is mine. So why do we women feel like we can set up anything without setting up our protection first? What are you without your protection? Why beautify a thing? Why romanticize the thing if you're not going to protect it? See, if I left my phone out in the street, I could not get upset with someone for thinking, oh, nobody cares about this phone. I'm just going to take it now. But we as women have fallen for this lie that you don't need the protection of a man. And let me tell you something, even for us gun-toting women, because yes, I proudly am one of them, I still want my husband to be there whenever he can. I don't want to be out here by myself. I don't want to be out here without my protection, without my hedge. I don't know how many of y'all have ever heard this saying, but they used to, pray it all the time for us in church, a hedge of protection around you. And that's what a husband is. He is your hedge of protection. He is supposed to have the vision for the family. He is supposed to be leading and guiding you, protecting you from what's not going to add to your family. That woman, he keep telling you, stop talking to her. I don't like her. You gotta watch out for her. And y'all don't want to listen. I don't know about that, boo. That's not good. We shouldn't buy that right now. We're trying to do this. But we don't want to listen. We feel like it's more important to be able to flex for the internet than to be behind the scenes building something substantial that's going to last. You have to stop caring so much about what these other women are doing. You have to understand something. We as Black women are looking at Muslim women, and we look at white women, we look at Asian women, and we see that these women live better than us, right? Especially the Muslims, the ones that live in Dubai, they love to get on TikTok and brag and get in their pink G-Wagons and brag about how they're going to buy diamonds and everything, and their husband does this, and that. And then you take that and throw this expectation on a Black man, when the fact of the matter is, listen, these other people have the advantages of having their own homeland and having generational wealth. As much as we don't like to accept it, America is someone else's land. We're just living here. There are people, Standard Oil, research Standard Oil, and just research the robber barons of America. Research the men who built America, as they would call them. The Fords, the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, the Kellogg's, the DuPonts, the Waltons of Walmart. These people whose job it is to run nationwide multinational corporations are the people that are feeding you a message of independence. Why is it beneficial for them for you to be independent? Because if you're independent now, that's an extra rent or mortgage, because you got to have some place to live. Now you're buying food for 2 households where you could be just buying food for 1. You got to buy food for you, and you probably got kids. And then he over there buying food. Whereas if y'all was living together, if y'all were one family together, It's beneficial for consumerism, for the system that we live in, which I don't understand how we claim to hate the system so much. We talk about the system is so racist and they don't like us, but we're constantly looking for ways to give these people our money. Amazon made $76 billion on these Prime Days. Prime Days started on the 8th. They said by the end of Prime Days, which is tomorrow, they will expect it to have made 200 billion, if I'm recalling this correctly. It's not no little bit of money to someone who already has more than all of us. We claim we hate the system and we claim we hate, the way that they treat us and everything else, but we're in such a hurry to give them our money. We're in such a hurry to follow their recommendations for how our life should be instead of going to the Bible, which is supposed to be our manual on how we live our life. We are supposed to be following the Bible and living a life so abundantly that other people will look at us and want to be. Do you think that Stacey Phillips, shalom and shalom, thank you for joining me, because I be wanting to say stuff, but like I'm just taking a beat. Faith in Israel, shalom and shalom. I be just wanting to take a beat, right? Because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I also just need to talk to y'all, okay? I took my daughter to work today, my youngest. She got an internship downtown. So I took her to work, and when I took her to work, if you ever been downtown Atlanta, there were homeless people all over the place. And I wasn't that close to the bins, right? But whenever there's something at the bins, they always go and clear out. So Beyonce's in town starting today. So they go and push all the homeless people away. So they were just out in the street, and there's this one lady, and when I went in the morning, she's sitting on a corner with an umbrella, and she had all her stuff sitting around her. And then when I came back in the afternoon, she was sitting on the same corner, but she had took her umbrella down, but she was still sitting there. What I felt when I looked at her was pity, was sorrow. My heart went out to her. I did not look at her and say, I wonder what she has. I wonder, about her life and how she's living. And I want my life to be like that. None of that ever crossed my mind. What I need y'all to understand is, if we're saying that we're going to be the light, we have to be living a life that'll draw people in. The light is supposed to draw you in from the darkness, right? When you're stumbling through the darkness and you finally see the light, it's supposed to be a relief. It's supposed to be a sign of hope, of promise, of, oh yes, I can have this. Again, something else I appreciated about growing up in church was the opportunity to see other Black women that I could see myself in. Women who were wives and mothers, but would answer the call of evangelism when it was time. And then as soon as they put that mic down, they went right back to being wives and mothers. I'm thankful for those examples, because it was able to show me, listen, this could be your life. And let me tell you something, you're not ever wrong for wanting a family. You are not wrong for wanting a husband. You're not wrong for wanting children. You're not wrong for wanting a traditional family structure. I don't care what this world is saying to you, because like I told you earlier, the world is double-minded. This is the same world that says the family doesn't matter, but then we'll turn around and say, oh, we need the things that the family used to provide. If you would stop destroying the family, you would have those things. that the family used to provide. If you stop trying to turn our men into women, we would have those things that the family used to provide. I don't know if y'all seen Wayne Brady lately, but he's in a picture with Michael Strahan dressed like a full-on woman. Looking like, what's that movie? Tu Wong Fu. It's an old movie. And if you feel that pull, if that want is strong in you, then don't ignore it. When you want the things of God, it is not to be ignored, and it is not to get discouraged because you feel like you don't have it right now. I wasn't always this person who you think that I am. And I say you think that I am because I have come to realize that, listen, if you have not hugged a person, touched a person, you don't know them. But if the Spirit is drawing you, then okay, there's something this person is doing that I need to be watching. There's something this person is doing that I also need in my life. Not saying that in a way of idolatry or anything like that, but you're supposed to live a life that inspires others. And you're not wrong for being inspired by others. Just don't let that turn into jealousy and envy. Because I've seen that happen a lot. Like people have done that. Don't let it turn into envy and jealousy. Don't let it turn into why she got it and she ain't all that, and why she do this, and she got all that weave in her hair. Who is she? Why? Don't let it turn into that. Father, help me. What do I see in this sister that I would like to see in myself? And I'm not talking about shallow, superficial things. I mean, spiritual fruit, love, patience, joy, long suffering. Seek ye first the kingdom, and then all these things will be added unto you. Healing through righteousness, shalom and shalom. Thank you for joining me. Seek ye first the kingdom, and then all these things will be added unto you. But you want the things added unto you, and then you want to try to go and get the kingdom, and I'm going to tell you that it's never going to work that way. You see all these billionaires who are constantly killing themselves. You see these women who are, look at Cardi B, for crying out loud. Look at her. Just a minute ago, the world was applauding her. That's right, girl. She left her husband. Ooh, look at her running around with Stefan. Ooh, 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 ooh. And now this week, everybody's talking about how her BBL stink and Stefan left her. There is nothing to be gained from chasing the rewards of this world. I'm not saying it's wrong to like nice things. I like nice things. I enjoy my little luxuries. I'm particular about my things. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but we need to get our priorities together as a people. I really, really, really strongly feel like there needs to be a return to etiquette and some old-fashioned manners. I do. We don't know how to treat each other. We don't know how to respect each other. And hear me now. If we're saying we're going out here to save souls, we have to understand that a lot of these people were, as my husband liked to say, they was not raised. They were not raised. They were just born and pretty much fed to the wolves. So they don't know how to act. They don't know how to have a reasonable conversation. They don't know. When I go places, especially if it's like an event or whatever, or a function that someone is putting on, I go in with a certain expectation because I grew up a certain way. Okay? You go to church, you let the usher seat you. You don't chew gum in church. You don't talk in church. You don't be on the phone in church. if we're saying that we're going to be the church, and we have to understand that it's going to be people that come in there talking and chewing gum. But we have to be equipped with enough love and patience to deal with that. We have to pray. Because back in my day, you told somebody, hey, can you stop chewing that gum? They would stop chewing the gum out of respect. But we've come so far from that. We have to look for a whole new dynamic on how to lead people. Not that it's our fault. We just, we're this generation. We just got to this point. Not that it's our fault, but also what we can't do is keep looking back on those who came before us. This is all your fault. Look at what y'all left us with. Blah, 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 blah. It's crying over spilled milk, and it's not going to help any of us. What can we do moving forward? How can me and a few good sisters build a network so that we are each affecting our community in a positive way? Let F3 be a starting point for you. What can you go back to your community and do? Can you go to the dollar store and buy a couple of kids some book bags and notebooks that you know is going to school this year? Can you go to someplace like Rack Room or Shoe Carnival and get a couple of pair of shoes for some kids that you know are in need for school this year? Can you grab a kid and be like, hey, I'm running to Walmart or whatever. Can I get you anything? We constantly are talking about what the church did wrong, but we don't focus on what the church did right. And I know for the most part, the church I grew up in was very present in the community. They were giving out food, not just on Thanksgiving and Christmas. There's financial workshops. There's exercise classes. Like you have to find a way. And let me tell you something, like sometimes your gift is not to present the word up front. Your gift might be your craft. You may be good at sewing. You may be good at quilting. Like a lot of you make body butters and oils, and that is an excellent gateway for ministry, right? But you can't kick the door in and be like, all right, all y'all heathens is going to hell. You can't do that. Nobody's going to listen to you like that, right? But if I have this body butter and you like the way it smells, and now we can have a conversation, and I pray that something I say or something in my spirit is a seed or it waters a seed. I don't even need the recognition. I just want to know that whatever I'm doing, the Most High is getting the glory out of my life. And as I'm going through my life, I'm planting seeds or watering seeds so that the Most High can get the increase. It's not about me. I don't care if you never say my name. But if something I did moved you to repent, then all praise to the Most High. I don't care if you ever tell anybody that you ever watched Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. I don't care. But did I move you to repent? Did something I say trigger something someone else said and now it makes sense. Now I get it. That's what it's all about with any of us. Don't be so quick to sit back and ridicule people if you're not offering help. That single mom that you keep talking about, look at them kids. What's wrong with their hair? Why she can't never do their hair? How about you walk up to her? Hey, sis, I know somebody that braids. Do you mind if I make an appointment for your baby? Hey, sis, I braid hair. I'm about to do my daughter's hair. Do you mind if I do your daughter's hair? Hey, sis, I see your son need a haircut. My husband about to take my son, or my husband cuts hair. It don't have to be nothing big. It's small, little things. A seed is not big. A seed starts out small. And as you nurture it, then it grows. You plant that seed, and now other people are saying, hey, you helped out so-and-so. Do you mind? And now you have an opportunity to minister. Listen, everybody is not going to be appreciative of the help. Everybody's not going to be appreciative. Everybody's not going to reciprocate. They may not even say thank you. But it's about a seed that you planted. It's about maybe the next time they're in a dark, dark place, they know, you know what, that sister was always kind to me. I wonder if I can call her and talk to her. Maybe she'll understand. It's about opening the door so that you can be the light. That door is closed to who can see the light. When I was living on my own, or even when like me and my brother set the example and let it fly. That's right, all praises. When it was just me, my brother, and my mom. And then, when I was living by myself, I always left a light on in the house. When I would leave, I would have the light on, whatever, the living room, whatever was right there, that light would be on. At night, I always kept the bathroom light on. Like, that's something my mom always did, so I always got used to it, right? But as long as that door is closed, it doesn't matter if the light is on because I can't see it. I don't know where to go. I'm still stumbling in the darkness. You got to stop taking everything so personal. And this is a lesson I had to learn myself. When they reject you, they're not rejecting you personally. You have to understand that they're not looking at you as you. They are looking at you as a representative of the Most High. Okay? It's like you working at Best Buy and you got the blue shirt on. They're not coming to talk to you. They're not coming to talk to Ray Shanette. They're trying to find out how to get to God. And you seem to have the way through. You seem like a toll bridge. So I'm coming to pay the toll. How do I have to get through? The rejection, the hurt, the people are talking about me, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. They're going to talk about you behind your back. But it's just like I had to tell my daughter yesterday. They sitting at home talking about you. Do you even know they exist? Are you sitting at home talking about them? No, they're sitting at home talking about you. And I, for one, am thankful whenever anybody mentions my name because I pray that it goes to the Most High ears and he come and see about me. Oh, you talking about my child? Let me go check on her. I pray that is what happens every time somebody says my name. People can only do so much. They can only do what they've been taught to do. They can only do what they have the mental, emotional, and spiritual capacity to do at the time. This is how I was able to stop being mad at my dad, my biological father. Once I began to understand that at any particular moment, that person is giving you what they have at that moment, whether it's good or it's bad, then I stopped holding grudges. Because it's like, literally, you don't know better. They literally don't know better. And that's not your problem. So don't make it your problem. You do what the Lord tells you to do and you keep it moving. And sometimes it may very well be giving your last $5 to that woman that was just dragging your name through the dirt. But if that's what the Most High tells you to do, then you do that. You don't know if you, the Bible talks about being kind to an enemy is like heaping hot coals on their head. So you don't know what effect that may have on them. You don't know how that's going to turn them. You don't know how that's going to lead them to Christ. But would you want to answer to the Most High for not doing the thing that he told you to do because you didn't like her? Could you imagine sitting up there being judged? And he's like, yeah, remember July 10th, 2005, I told you to go over there and take Keisha $5, and you told me you ain't want to because she was talking about your hair. Explain that. Could you imagine having to explain that to the Most High? Stop acting like judgment is some far distant thing, and I'm here to tell you that it's very real and very much in your face. It's very much in your face. It's not about putting it off till tomorrow. You don't know if that person has tomorrow. Never mind you. You don't know if that person has tomorrow to wait for you to get yourself together. Do you want to answer for that? For you not doing your part? For you not doing your part to water the seed? If you say you want to be about nation building, then ladies, let's be about nation building. While we're fixing our attitudes, and I wanted to talk about this because I've seen this kind of bubbling up a little bit. This feminist spirit, a lot of y'all are starting to talk about, oh, the Holy Spirit is feminine and the Bible is written in the feminine tone. Y'all are really scaring me with this. There is no room for feminism in a healthy nation. There's no room for feminism. We don't have time for that. Like I just said, we need to be about building up our protection, and our protection is our men. Every other nation of people send their men to handle their business. Their men are heads of state. Their men are running their corporations, and the women are raising the families. That is how they have these strong families that are continuing to live in the wealth and abundance and excess that they have established, because everybody knows their role. When you walk into a McDonald's, there's somebody at the cashier, there's somebody at the fries, there's somebody at the burgers, there's somebody at the soda machine. Every person has to do their part in order for this to run successfully. If the person at the soda machine walks away, now the dude at the fries is burning the fries because he's trying to do the fries and the soda. You were never meant to be fulfilling two roles at one time. If it were not for sin, women, we wouldn't be trying to provide a living and also raise a family. That's not, when you read about the women in the Bible, they had handmaids, they had help, they had servants. You're not meant to do everything by yourself. When I was in New Jersey, this lady, she was Jamaican, and she would always tell me, oh, in Jamaica, we always have helpers. Like, her family owned a house in Jamaica, and she's like, we always have helpers. I don't understand this American and why it costs so much to get help. Like, we just always had help. Forget help. Y'all don't want to take your rightful place. You don't want to stand at the soda machine because you feel like it's beneath you, and why I can't be the cashier. There'll be time for you to be the cashier, honey. There will be moments for you to be the cashier. But in the meantime, you stand at this soda machine and get good at the soda machine and mature at the soda machine. And then when you're matured at the soda machine, then we'll move you to cashier. You can't be out here wanting to be sister so-and-so in front of everybody and your husband hates you. You can't be sister so-and-so in front of everybody and your kids don't like you. Your first ministry is home, sis, ma'am, mother, wife. Your first ministry is at home. What book was I reading? I was reading a book, and in the book, they were talking about how successful businessmen look for married businessmen to deal with. And this has been like a long-standing train of thought. Because the train of thought is, if this man has a family, he's established, he's stable, I'm going to know where he is. I'm not going to have to worry about him, running off on the plug. But if he's single, there's nothing tying him down. There's nothing holding him. He could disappear tomorrow and he has nothing to lose. So he does not care. A person that has nothing to lose does not care if you do or not. Stop congregating with women who have nothing to lose. She don't care about being out all night because she don't have a man to go home to. And sidebar, if she does have a man to go home to and she still doesn't care about what time, I just know I wouldn't dare be running around like that. We have to learn how to shut off the noise of the world around us. It's flooding, they're bombing, the terrorists, ISIS coming to get everybody. There's a lot going on, and it is the beginning of sorrows. If anything, and I know it can get discouraging, right? Because something will happen, and then you'll be like, oh, here come your house shot, here come the chariots, I got my bags packed, and then it's like, oh, peace treaty, nobody's shooting anymore. So yeah, it can get that. But what the Bible say, be anxious for nothing. Don't even be anxious for his return. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm not. I'm very, very prayerful. Like, Lord, please just have me in a place to spare me and my family. So in the meantime, when your alarm bells start going off, first of all, pray for peace, pray for calm, because it's hard. You don't want to do anything with the spirit of anxiety, even ministering to people, especially you don't want to minister to people with a spirit of anxiety because now you're putting that on them. You need to be calm and at peace. And then ask the Most High, okay, what would you have me to do? How would you guide me through this time? And you also have to be willing to accept the answer when he says, don't do nothing right now. I need you to fast and pray. I need you to spend some time with me. That's what I need you to do. When you go to minister in the name of the Most High, you should want to present your best self inside and out. I talked to y'all about the outside, but what's the inside looking like? How's your inside? You know how you talk to people. You know how you deal with people. You know how you would react if someone acting like you approached you. Whenever I cook really, really good, I mean, I cook good all the time, but whenever something is like, ooh, good, and I taste it, and usually my kids will be around or somebody's around, but whoever's around is going to hear me say, you know what? This food is so good that if I wasn't me and I fed me this, I would marry me. Right? Would you listen to you if you walked up to you acting and talking like you do? Would you listen to you? Are you someone that you would take advice from? You know, we always talk about the old us, the old us. Are you right now someone that the old you would listen to? Are you the person that the old you wanted to be in righteousness? Are you working toward that for real, for real? Do you put as much effort into your relationship with the Most High as you put into your other relationships, whether they be with things or with people? The world is not going to get any easier, but we can make our world easier. The world as a whole is going to do what it do. But we as a nation of people, the nation not desired, we can make our lives easier by putting ourselves in position to support each other. I read an article one time and it was talking about giving Black kids Black privilege. This lady was talking about how she was on a plane and somehow there was a kid who had a seat or didn't have a seat or something like that, but she was in first class. So she gave up her seat for the kid to sit in first class. And to her, it was like, hey, let's work together to provide these experiences for our Black children whenever we can. Black kids should know the honor of privilege as well. Black kids should have the comfort of knowing that if I walk in a place and I see an adult that looks like me, they're going to look out for me and I'm going to be safe. This is not a conversation about the kids' behavior at this point because we have to acknowledge that we failed them. And just like we failed our men, ma'am, sis, cousin, we have to build them back up too. So we have to get our kids back to the point where they feel safe with us, where they trust us, where they're not looking at every male as a creep. We have to get back to being known as respectable, honorable men and women. I'm not saying you won't get weak. I'm not saying you won't have your days when you don't want to get bothered, but put yourself away during that time. Ladies, I know. Okay. Especially if you're in perimenopause like me. I know. Sometimes them hormones jump on you and will not let go. Okay, this is my time. I need to be alone. I'm going to just sit in my house, drink me some tea, take me some naps, do some things to relax me. Whatever you have to do. But I want so much for us to start being the example that our younger sisters need. Okay? You that are happily married, let's start being loud about that. There are so many voices speaking against marriage and against family, against biblical womanhood. We have to be just as loud as they are. They do not have a second thought about uploading any video with any kind of ridiculousness, lunacy, nudity, whatever. They don't care. If they feel like it's gonna get clicks, they're gonna load it. We have to stop being so scared. I was talking to a sister this weekend and she was like, I'm embarrassed to give my testimony. Step out of that. Step out of that. Somebody needs to hear your story. There's somebody going through something right now that is exactly what you have overcome. They need to hear your story. Don't let what you went through be in vain. Don't let the devil get the victory twice. Don't let the devil get the victory twice, okay? Because you was caught up in it. All praises to the Most High. You made it out. You delivered. You're recovered, or you're on your road to recovery, or whatever the case may be. Don't let him get the victory again by you keeping your mouth shut. And now there is a time, a place, and a season to give your testimony. Okay, I'm not saying that, oh, I just got saved yesterday. Let me go out here and tell everybody. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, sis cousin. You're not ready. Okay, you are not ready. You need to sit down, grow, mature, thicken your skin. You have to remove yourself from that situation. So when somebody does come and try to say something about you, you're not affected by it. You have to be ready to deal with the truth of the situation. So when they come and say something to you, you're not affected by it. People try to say stuff about my past all the time. Okay, and like you're the dummy that's still worried about it. And 9 times out of 10, the people that are worried about my past are the people that are still in the same place that I was back then. You're still in the same place that I was 11 years ago. I've been married 11 years now. You're still in that same place that I was 11 years ago. So I can see why you're concerned about that. Of course, you talk about my past because you're looking at my back, and that's all you can see. Damn, my man's is here. Hey, boo. Atticus in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He's sweet. What he do? Playing Fortnite? I don't know. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this evening. I hope something that I said was helpful, whether you're listening live or on the replay. You got anything, Bookie? Any announcements?
Nope.
Atticus?
Anyone who has kids that play Fortnite and really want to make friends, please just reach out to us because I really need friends.
Yes, if you have any Fortnite kids or do you still play Roblox? Any Fortnite kids, any Roblox kids, send me a DM and they can exchange Fortnite names and stuff because yes, Atticus wants some friends to play with. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, I will see y'all back here. Same black time, same black station.
And
Thank you. What?
Next year, like, is that B3?
B3 is this year. We're working on B3 for this year.
We're not talking about that right now, my boy.
He just
Everybody, man, keep the faith, man. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Faith of Hamashiach, man, and continue to hold on, man.
All praises. Repent, turn away from your sins, get back with the Most High. Ladies, listen, it's up to us, okay? We can do this thing, all right? I will see y'all right back here, same black time, same black station next Thursday, 8 o'clock for more Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Also, one more thing. I be forgetting to do this. I don't know why. You can head over to Amazon right now today. If you have a Kindle, you can download it on your Kindle. Or you can download the Kindle app on your phone, and that will allow you to download the book Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass, 8 questions to consider while waiting. Hold on, I already got 3 stars on Amazon. What? Get out of here. Yay.
I have something.
Oh, look at me with 3 stars. Okay, well. All right, so yeah, head over to, my bad. Head over to Amazon. And download the book. It is an ebook. I'm working on my second book, y'all. It is coming. I will see y'all back here next Thursday, 8 o'clock. Catch me in the content creator streets at Miss Manos. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Like, share, subscribe if you're on the YouTube at Monologue McGad. If you would like to be a part of our ministry efforts here at the House of Mono, $, the House of Mono on Cash App. Paxton is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. So Cash App, $, the House of Mono. If you'd like to donate to what we have going on here. Is that it? Everybody good? Okay, we love you so much.
No.
What?
All right, make sure to pray to Yahweh tonight and repent from your sentence. Never break the law, statutes, and commandments, and have faith in Yahweh.
Oh, praises. That was beautiful. Shalom, shalom. We love you. Good night.
Doing gang things.
Mono.
Living super clean. That it came up.
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue McGod. Now also available on Messiah TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
Let him save you in the end like a Semino. Be his help me.